Now this practice is called a 3-minute breathing space meditation. So the first step is just to become aware. The second step is just to focus attention. And the third step is to expand that attention. So either sit or lie down. And then if possible, close your eyes. Get comfortable. And then bring your awareness to your inner experience. And just start to notice, first of all, what thoughts are going through your mind. And as best you can, just see these thoughts as mental events. Have no judgment, good or bad. They just are what they are. So just notice these thoughts. And then just start to move to your feelings. So turn towards any sense of discomfort or unpleasant feelings that you might have. And just acknowledge that they're there too, without trying to make them different in any way. They just are what they are. And now let's move to body sensation. So maybe we can quickly scan the body to pick up if there's any areas of tightness or tension. And again, acknowledging the sensations just as they are without trying to change them in any way at all. And as we now become aware of our thoughts, our feelings, and the sensations in our body, we're going to redirect the attention to a narrow spotlight on the physical sensations of the breath. So we're going to move in close to the physical sensations of the breath in the belly. So focus your awareness here. Feel the belly expand as the breath comes in. And just soften back as the breath goes out. Follow your breath all the way in and all the way out. Using each breath as an opportunity to anchor yourself into this present moment. And if the mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath. I'll leave you here for a few seconds to practice that. And now expand your field of awareness around the breathing so that it includes a sense of the body as a whole now. So feel in your posture if you're sitting, any facial expressions. Almost imagine the whole body breathing. And if you become aware of any sensations of discomfort, of tension, feel free to bring your focus of attention right into this intensity. And imagine that your breath could move into and around these sensations. And in this, you're trying to explore the sensations, befriending them, rather than trying to change them in any way. And if they stop pulling for your attention, return to that awareness of your whole body, moment by moment. Now when you're ready, take a big breath in through your nose and a deep breath out through your mouth. Open your eyes if you're closed. And now you can continue with the next practice or just finish off the practice and get on with the rest of your day. Now the second practice is called labelling. And this just helps to gain clarity as to what is in the present moment. It just helps us to gain some insight into our relationship with ourselves, with our experiences, with others, and with our own environment. Usually when we have a thought, we engage with it automatically and then we fuse with it. And as we know, some thoughts can be very difficult to take a step back from. But with this mindful practice, we practice gently pulling away from thoughts again and again, just pausing, observing, and creating more and more space between the mental event and the response. So choose a comfortable position, such as sitting or lying down. And then get comfortable. And we're going to begin with a primary point of focus, just to anchor the mind. So we're going to begin with the breath. And for a short time now, we're just going to practice. While you are breathing in, saying the word silently to yourself, in. And as you breathe out, saying the word silently to yourself, out. So I'll leave you to do that for a few moments. So now we're going to move into the labelling. So just as you labelled the breath in as in and the breath out as out, we're now going to examine thoughts, physical sensations and feelings. So as you sit here and notice what comes to your mind or your hearing or your feeling, we're going to give it a descriptive word, a neutral label. So it can be a verb or a noun. So for example, if you hear a sound, you can just say silently to yourself, hearing, without thinking further about that sound. Other labels could be seeing. If you've got your eyes open, you see something or an image comes to mind. Touching, if you can feel any sensory feedback. Feeling, if you get sudden feelings. And thinking. And some mental activity can be specifically named. So it might be a worry, it might be a wanting, a planning, resisting, or remembering. And you can also label emotions, such as saying to yourself, this is fear, this is anger. And then describe the physical sensations that you associate with the feelings. So it could be tightness, it could be heaviness. And once you've labelled what was there in your mind, you can re-anchor your attention onto your breath at any time. So if you forget the instruction, or you feel yourself getting lost, or you feel a little bit anxious about the process, just come back to the breath. And then maybe you might just start to feel happier about labelling. So begin again as necessary, strengthening your mindfulness muscle. And also what's interesting is to notice the tone of your labelling. So use a gentle, friendly inner voice. Be kind to yourself. So we can do this by silently saying it to ourselves, or if you're alone, you're happy, you can say those labels out loud. So let's begin our noting and labelling. So we'll begin with the breath for a few rounds, breathing in, breathing out. And now, just start to label whatever happens or turns up in your wandering mind. And I'm going to leave you here for a few minutes this time. And then remember, anytime you can go back to your breath or even end the practice if you find it uncomfortable. Now, take a deep breath in through your nose and a long sigh out of your mouth. Do that 2 more times. Now we're going to come back to this practice next week, just with a little bit more information. And it is a practice, so remember that there's no wrong way to do this. However you choose to practice this, this is your practice and it can never be wrong. If you do feel uncomfortable or in any distress, then always stop in the practice, being kind to yourself, checking in, and treating yourself as you would treat a good friend.